Hi, this is Emma and welcome to another video by the three Scrappy sisters. I'm just going to make a sugar card here, but I do apologize for the shakiness of the video. I did this at a crop for the cure we went to a couple weekends ago. If you were there, you will remember seeing two tripods on top of a table. Mine's not a tripod, mine's a flimsy little camera thingy I got from the dollar store that I attach my phone to for the videos. I have a base card and then I have the face for the card. The base is just normal cardstock and the face has a little bit of texture on it. What I did was I folded my card in half and then I placed my face on top and then the die cut and ran it through. I did put something in between the bottom of the base part of the card and the top so that it wouldn't cut all the way through the card there. You're going to see in a moment right now where I hold it up how the card stands open and the face lines up right with the card. That's the reason why I cut them together, because I didn't want to have to rematch the circle and make sure that they sat right where I wanted to them when I put the card together. So it's important that you cut them at the same time. For this card, I'm going to use this stamp set called Hog Heaven by My Favorite Beans. It's got these super cute little pigs on it, and I think they're so fun to use and super easy to color on. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to stamp my pig and die cut them and have it all match up together. And this is my first time doing this, so I'm kind of figuring it out as I go along. And what I decide to end up doing is to die cut all my shapes out first, so it kind of makes a little template, little puzzle that fits together. And then I'm going to put it back on my precision press, which is my super cool new tool that I bought for the crop, and I'm so excited about because it's going to make my making cards so easy. So right here I'm just piecing back together the die cuts and the stamps. I'm just placing them where I want them to be. Without the precision press, I'm not really sure how much more difficult this kind of process would have been. I'm definitely thankful I have it now. It opens up the ranges of the things I can do with my stamps. So I'm just fitting my stamps into the little cutouts so that they fit perfectly, and then I'm putting the little papers back in. Look how my camera's shaking. I whacked it in doing this process right there. I also needed to do lots of little flowers, and while I was die cutting them I realized I wasn't going to die cut two little flowers individually every single time. It was just going to take way too long. Two of the little flowers I die cutted, and then I went ahead and changed my mind and realized the long process it was going to be. So what I ended up doing was I stamped them all out just on the extra paper, and then with the help of Scrappy sister number 2, we fussy cut all these flowers out. I'm happy she was there because I fussy cut so slowly and she was super quick. She has this trick that you move the paper around and not the scissors. What I'm doing here is after I colored them with just quickly with a purple and a yellow and then the bead for the leaves, I took my dark C3 Copic color and I'm just coloring around the edges, because what I did was glued a bottom to a top, because again I wasn't sure how I was going to double stamp the front and the back of the flowers. I did need both sides because the card is transparent. For the pig, I just used a dark pink, light pink, and a medium colored pink. It's just easier to shade in when you have those three different variations. I'm just shading underneath his legs, under his head, by his arms, anywhere I would think it would be a little darker. I'm leaving the top of him pretty light and just quickly shading this in. So much fun at this crop. Again, I apologize for how wiggly the video is. We can blame some of this wiggliness onto Scrappy sister number 2 and 3, because they were also sitting at that table giving it a bump every once in a while. but I do realize that I wanted a little more darkness to him. So I do grab my other darker red, darker than the darkest I used to shade the pig in, and I just go over his little details like his nose and his eyes and his little wiggly tail. This is vellum paper. I meant to use a transparency, but I forgot my whole paper stash at home when I went off to our crop. Scrappy Sisters had vellum, so that's what I'm using, because when you're making a card, things don't need to be perfect and you can always substitute. So I'm just gluing around and I'm going to stick my vellum right on there. I'm also going to cut out another circle and glue it to the bottom of the face part of the card. And I'm going to put all the little flowers inside the window first before I seal my face onto the top. It is a flat card, so I don't use dimensionals for this. The one thing I did notice that I should have done was to seal just above the pig time, or just underneath the circle in between the face and the base card, so that my flowers wouldn't have so much space to move around in. I'm lining up my piggy, trying to figure out the best position for him so that he's looking through the little window. So I stick him there, and then I open it up and I grab his little face and I stick him in on the inside, so that when you open up the card, he is looking at you. It is a little upside down, so you might want to make this card open left to right as opposed to up and down. But I really hope you enjoyed this video and that it helps you with some ideas in creating your own cards. Come visit us again. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Toodles!